Today, we're going to dive into the science behind the longest-lived people on the entire planet. We're going to find out how a few special communities have cracked the code to a longer, healthier life, and, more importantly, how we can start using their wisdom ourselves, like today.
I mean, it's the question we all ask ourselves, right? We all think about it. But what if the secret wasn't hiding in some fancy lab or a new pill, but in the way people have been living, simply, for centuries?
Well, it turns out researchers have found 5 specific pockets around the globe where people don't just live longer, they live better. We're talking reaching 90, even 100 years old, in shockingly good health.
And here they are. These are the famous blue zones, from the mountains of Sardinia, Italy, all the way to a community in Southern California. Think of these places as real-world laboratories for living a long life, backed by over 20 years of solid scientific research.
Okay, so what is their secret? Well, the first big discovery completely flips what most of us assume about getting older. It's definitely not what you think.
So, take a look at this. This comes from the landmark Danish twin study, and it's a huge deal. It shows that only about 20% of how long you live is determined by your genes. Now, that doesn't mean genes don't matter. They do. But it turns out our lifestyle can literally switch certain genes on or off.
Let that sink in. A full 80%? That's down to your lifestyle and your environment. It means your future isn't just written in your DNA. The choices you make day in and day out have a real, powerful impact.
So that naturally leads us to the 2 big ones, right? Diet and exercise. But here's the kicker. The people in the blue zones, they approach these things in a totally different and, frankly, much more natural way.
You're gonna love this. In the blue zones, nobody works out. Seriously, they don't have gym memberships or run marathons. Instead, their entire lives are just built around constant, natural movement. They walk everywhere, often up hills. They garden every single day. They do things by hand. It's this all-day, low-intensity activity that keeps them strong and their metabolism humming.
Now, what about diet? Let's hop over to Okinawa, Japan. They have this amazing 2,500-year-old idea that guides their entire relationship with food. It's a simple little mantra, hara hachibu. And it's as simple as it sounds. This habit of just stopping when you're mostly full, not stuffed, is one of the most proven ways to live longer. It gives your body a break, and that allows it to go into repair mode, letting your cells clean out all the junk and fix themselves.
And you know what's crazy? Across all 5 blue zones, their diets are almost identical. It's mostly plants, especially beans and lentils, whole grains, and nuts. No complicated diet plans, no counting calories, just eating real, simple food and not too much of it.
Okay, so we've got natural movement and smart, simple eating. But that's only half the story. The next few pieces of the puzzle are all about your mind, your outlook, and your community. And honestly, they might be even more critical.
In Okinawa, they call it Ikigai. Down in Nicoya, Costa Rica, it's plan de vida. Both translate to the same thing, having a clear reason to wake up in the morning. This isn't some fuzzy philosophical idea. It's a concrete, driving force in their lives.
And having that clear sense of purpose, it has a massive biological payoff. We're talking, on average, 7 extra years of life expectancy. 7 years! That's not a metaphor. Knowing your why literally slows down how fast your cells age.
Just as important as why you get up is who you get up for. In Okinawa, people form what they call moais. These are small, committed groups of friends that support each other for their entire lives. It's a built-in social safety net.
And the biological impact of this connection is just staggering. I mean, look at this. Chronic loneliness is literally as bad for your health as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. On the flip side, having strong social ties calms down inflammation and dramatically improves your odds of surviving pretty much any major illness.
Now, here's a really fascinating statistic. In one big study of 263 centenarians from these zones, almost every single one of them, all but 5, belonged to a faith-based community. The key here isn't one specific religion, but the structure and routine these communities offer.
And the effect of that structure is just wow. Regularly being part of a faith-based community is associated with an extra 4 to 14 years of life. Why? Because these groups naturally bundle all the key longevity ingredients together: a sense of purpose, social connection, and a regular ritual to shed stress.
So what does all this mean for the rest of us? Well, the best part is that you don't have to pack up and move to Ikaria, Greece. You can take these principles and start building your own blue zone, right where you are.
Because really, the single biggest takeaway is this: There is no magic bullet. There's no one supplement, no one diet, no one workout. Longevity comes from building an entire ecosystem around yourself, an ecosystem of purpose, natural movement, deep connection, and moderation.
And you know, the most empowering part of this whole story is that you can start building that ecosystem right now, no matter your age. The only question left is, what's the first piece you're going to